welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. Up this time is Suzerain. I'm assuming that is a derivative of Suzerain, like mainly because this is a politics simulator. As President Anton Rain leads Swordland into ruin or repair in your first term. Navigate a political drama driven by your conversations with your cabinet members and other significant figures in a country with its own complicated history. Beware or embrace corruption. Shirk or uphold ideas. And this whole backstory of Swordland. It's in 1954. You're emerging from a 20-year dictatorship, bloody civil war. Anton Rain is the new president. He's the first democratically elected president in that 20 years. Not sure if he's like the first one. The blurb here doesn't really go into the full detail of the history of Swordland. And, you are the one to shape the political future of this country. And this game is being handled by Twilight, so over to him.
All right, yeah. So this is a best way to put it, a narrative-focused political management game of the choose-your-own-adventure type. Most of your actions in this game will be dictated by your choices during your conversations with your cabinet members and other other figures in the country and the world, and so world leaders and so forth, other politicians, basically. Each of your actions is pretty much each of your choices during these conversations is what's going to overall affect what occurs in the game throughout the story and whatnot. You choose to go in on this reconstruction type deal, infrastructure construction type deal. It'll deduct from your budget or your country's budget. You choose to go in on this deal with in order to make more money for your personal wealth and whatnot. And of course, your actions can affect the economy, which is like the main thing on the politics side of the game's overall story. You're basically trying to save your at least the whole plot is that you're trying to save your country from its economic crisis. It's in a recession, and due to the actions of the previous two leaders of Swordland. The only other thing that I've only ever seen that affects the direction of the story I've seen is your choice to sign or veto bills that come through here and there. For example, there's one for let's see, I forgot what it was. Well, anyway, the that affects the election funding, basically. And whatever you choose to do with the bills affects your standing amongst in your country, basically. How the people see you, how your cabinet members and other politicians see you, and so on. Let's see now. In terms of other gameplay elements, well, like I said, this is a narrative-focused game. be expected to do a lot of reading. Um, I don't just mean that with the conversations, but you've also got to um, you should also be reading the various reports that come your way over the course of the game about what's going on. There's also the news. Your actions do affect what you see in the news as well. The various reports on the various cities on the map here. You have this world map here that you can look around on. Actually, I like how it's that the map spread out on what I'm assuming is to be your desk in your office, and it's a pretty neat thing here. Yeah, and you can look around there to with each time um, you finish speaking to your cabinet members as time moves on. You get various reports from these various cities about what's going on there, so you can get an idea of what you should do when the topic of what's going on pertaining to these cities comes up during your cabinet discussions. Um, and let's see here. Also, this game has a in-game encyclopedia on the world, and it is dense. A lot of world building involved here. It's actually really impressive. This game does not take place in our world. This is basically an alternate world. Each country's got its analog. Um, like I'm pretty sure Swordland is supposed to be America. I'm not entirely positive though, but there are other countries. There's I know there's a Africa analog. I don't remember what precisely it's called. Rica or something like that. I don't remember for sure. And then each of those countries have their world leader analogs for this for the 1950s Cold War period here. Yeah, I guess it should be noted that this is more based in the 1950s Turkish politics as well. Yeah, let's see here. Well, as for the story itself, the like I said, the story of the game, as Anton Rain, yeah, it isn't just about his the overall story is basically his presidency overall. At the beginning of the game, you go through a prologue where you choose how he responds to things growing up while he's going through the his life during the dictatorship and the times of the Civil War and whatnot, and yeah, you have him choose how he responds to these things, these events occurring, and to shape his general politics. You can choose if you want to be anything from socialist to outright corrupt, if you want, and you can choose what I forgot about these details here. You can choose if you want to go the way of free market or and let's see how and some other little details there, so you can choose before you actually start up the game as well. Um, your general plan, basically, for your presidency, and whether or not you can avoid um, well, getting the boot, basically, or anything else that could happen. We had well, it kind of went back into the gameplay there, but yeah, the general story is yeah, Anton's presidency, not just his life in politics, but with his family as well, and how things are occurring with them. Um, and the story that I have seen is pretty good. Just like with everything else here, it's actually pretty dense. Um, like I said, be prepared for a lot of reading. This isn't like other management games where you have a whole bunch of options to do this or that. It's not quite guide on one set of rails, but a lot of the same thing can occur. So his replay value will be basically in the realm of endings. I think there's like 4 of them, I believe. Um, so yeah. So overall, opinion wise, with the game itself, um, I did say the story was good, but it's at times it can be a bit dry um, with the various things you need to read. The story itself is actually quite good, actually. With everything else, the reports and whatnot, the kind of from an immersive perspective, I wouldn't be too surprised if that's how it is in real life as a real life politician, how to read stuff that are not exactly page turners. Um, so yeah, like I said, be prepared for a lot of reading, and um, and to be making a lot of choices that as your cabinet members will be playing tug of war with you um, throughout the story, and as well as your other um, details of Anton's life. Yeah. So basically, this isn't. If you're looking for a more tycoon type experience, you won't find that here. I mean, the whole fact is a choose your own adventure alone should be get that across to you. Let's see here. Well, in terms of the visuals, um, the graphics and whatnot, let's see now. I do like the style of how it looks, how like characters that you mostly just be seeing their heads. Um, how they look like it seems to be going for a painting type aesthetic. So I did like that. I as I said earlier before that I did like the whole how the world map was, how the world as you see it is a map and how it's spread out on your desk. I thought that was a visually a really nice touch. Uh, yeah, I did like his visuals overall. Kind of hard to say much else in terms of that. Early on, there was some nice background visuals during the prologue. I actually quite liked as well. Uh, yeah, that's about it. In terms of visuals, audio wise, music. That's mostly what you're going to be getting here is the music, and the soundtrack is really good. I actually really liked it. Uh, you're going to be expecting a lot of guitar based music, really mellow, pretty chill music. There's nothing that's high energy here that I've heard, and I've listened to the soundtrack as well. Yeah, I didn't get any of anything that's um, really energetic. Um, yes, really calm, mostly guitar based music. Something I gotta have to admit, can get you really relaxed. I really do like some of the like the main theme and this one track you'll be hearing a lot called Optimism. Has a very uplifting mood to it. And yeah, that's about it in terms of the music. Yeah, it's a well, I'll get to the pricing here first before I say anything else. Before sorry, meandering. Let's see now. Pricing. For the yeah, it's going for $15 right now, $14.99. At that price on its own, yeah, I can recommend it. This is a lengthy game for that price. You'll get plenty out of it. It's, to my understanding, is about like about a 10-hour affair. Um, well, 10-hour length. Uh, yeah, it's good at that price. Basically, if you're looking for a narrative experience involving managing a country as its president, yeah, there's a pretty good price for that. There's also the soundtrack. There's also the addition of the soundtrack here with a bundle here. I'm not sure I can actually get that accurate here since I already got the game. I don't have the soundtrack itself. The soundtrack by itself is $9.99, $10, and I could definitely recommend the soundtrack if you enjoy really mellow guitar music. Like that's like I'm really yeah, I'm really really relaxing. Uh, yeah, I can't really say what the bundle itself would be since I already got the game. So overall yeah, it's really good. Like I said, this is something you're gonna go only get into if you don't mind a lot of reading. There's no voice acting in this game, so if you're up, if you're somebody who really enjoys reading books, I guess um, would be the best to say. Um, and enjoys choose your own adventure stories. I can definitely recommend this. Um, the story itself can be fairly engaging. It's just if you're somebody who really enjoys world building, the in-game encyclopedia um, will be something that you'll enjoy as well. And yeah, any questions?
Not for me.
I think I'm good.
Not really.
All right then. So yeah, basically, if you're up for the choose your own adventure experience, I recommend it, and that's it for me.
All right then. So that'll about do it for Suzerain and the review session. Coming up on the week ahead, on Wednesday, January 20th, we will be having Sam and Mitchell of Suba Games on the program. Suba Games is a developer of free-to-play titles of various genres. Currently, they're working on a first-person slash third-person game called Mars. That's an abbreviation. Not sure if they give what the Mars acronym is supposed to stand for, if anything. Not seeing it on the press materials here. But
Mars acronym really suspect.
maybe, like, your guess is as good as mine. Like, they don't really get, you know. But the game is in currently in closed beta, or at least it was. You know, they offered me up a code, but that was like during the winter break, so I did not have interest in that. You know, during the break, I did like they did send press materials though. I will see if we get beta codes for that. So we'll see on Wednesday. Let's see. On Friday, our first multiplayer let's play attempt of the season, as we engaging in a game called Mutant Ops, or at least attempting. I say this because the co-op part of this game is in beta, so this might not work. Like, we'll see what happens. You know, since it's in beta, I can't guarantee that this is going to be a functioning mode. No. And if that's the case, we'll adjust accordingly. But meantime, and as always, we do have a new episode of Last News Desk on the Left planned. Like, seem to, you know, it's probably going to be another interesting session because, you know, the events of that particular Wednesday. And yeah, so until Wednesday, I wish you good gaming.